Don't forget New York and Alcatraz. Underwater?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think New York was supposed to be, but isn't Alcatraz an island? Like wouldn't it float? Or is it
No.
connected?
I don't think there are many non-connected islands. I don't think there are many just floating masses of land that are completely disconnected from the Earth's crust.
I'm just checking.
I like no, he had to escape those places too. Oh, he had to escape New York and LA. All right. Hawaii is floating though. So then by definition, if Hawaii is floating, doesn't that mean that it's not completely disconnected? So then it's drifting. So then what keeps it in place? How do planes land on Hawaii? Its overall location could change if it's floating. So we could tow Hawaii closer to America.
There are islands in the Vancouver Island chain that are floating.
But what holds them in place? Why don't they ever move? So we could push them?
I don't know what keeps them in relative place. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, the Vancouver Island. We say Vancouver Island, but Vancouver Island is multiple islands. There's a bunch of them. And yeah, it's
what keeps floating islands from floating away? Google AI, answer me. Islands don't float away because they are essentially the tops of mountains or hills that are connected to the Earth's crust and the ocean floor. While some islands, like those formed by volcanoes, may appear to be separate structures, they are still firmly attached to the underlying landmass. What are floating islands? Oh, there's literally nothing about floating islands. What makes islands float? Light spongy tissue of certain aquatic plants and gases released into their soil, decomposing. Floating islands do indeed exist on 6 of the 7 continents, sometimes in oceans between them. These islands are kept buoyant by... All right, so yeah, but they're floating islands, but what are they? Floating islands are attached to the seafloor. Yeah, it says they're attached to the seafloor. I don't know if you disconnected them if they would still float. There's floating land in lakes that is connected by roots and vines and shit, but I don't think Hawaii is like that, says Mizzle T Shizzle. See, I'm fine. I have zero problem believing in floating islands. I just think if you have a floating island, you have an island that quintessentially nothing should be holding it there. Because boats float, and if you don't lock them down, they move. They don't stay in the same spot. King Kong Dong, you all are dumb. There are no floating islands. Well, I was operating under the opinion that there are no floating islands. But I'm not ruling it out. I'm saying if you're telling me there's a floating island, my first question is, well, then why doesn't it move? Because I feel like islands moving would be something we would know about because, again, it doesn't seem like common knowledge.
Islands like Hawaii are moving towards Japan at 3 to 4 inches per year. That's because of the Pacific Plate.
Yeah. Which they are attached to.
Which they're attached to, yes.
It might be a fucking dental floss thread of land, but it's still, again, they are locked down to the ground. Otherwise, they wouldn't be stationary.
Well, Hawaii is coming to BC, though.
What?
Yeah.
Hawaii is coming to BC.
In the case of the Hawaiian Islands, the Pacific Plate is continually moving to the northwest over the Hawaiian hotspot.
Does that mean we're going to import Japan?
Well, maybe eventually.
I think we're turning Japanese. I think we're turning Japanese. I really think so. In like a
In the
half a
meantime,
century.
Hawaii will become Canadian long before you become Japanese. Just, sorry.
Well, Japanese would just become Greater America. Let's just be honest. Look up Euros Island, says Miserable T Shizzle. Now we're on an island trip. I didn't want to do this. All right, I'll look up Euros Island.